What's going on, family? Thank you for tuning in to today's live. You're locked in with the Coach Smook Network, and I'm your host, Coach Smook, your favorite Alabama insider and sports media personality. Before we get rolling, do me a quick favor. Tap that like button, share the stream out, and if you're new here, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you never miss any of the action. Now listen, if you really rock with what we're building here, I invite you to take the opportunity to support the channel by becoming a member of the AAA family. Our mantra is authenticity above all. Everything we do, our content and our community, is built on creating and enjoying quality, authentic conversations, real insight, and real information surrounding sports entertainment. Your membership directly assists in the growth of the Coach Smook Network, and every hard-earned dollar you contribute is not only appreciated, it's paid forward. We proudly make monthly contributions to various community health and awareness organizations because impact matters. If you want to get even more involved with the community, be sure to join our Discord. You can type the command right now in the live chat or head over to our main YouTube page and click the Linktree link in the description. And for those who want to support the network directly, you can donate through multiple options: Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Every bit of support helps us continue to grow and elevate this platform. Thank you all for the love and the support and the energy you bring every single time. Now buckle up because it's time to get into the show. Somebody type it in the chat. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Let's get it.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome in. Good morning. We're getting everything prepared for the week, man. Hopefully y'all ready for a good show this morning. Hopefully y'all can hear me good. Mic check, yos. We got a long week of content that we have prepared for you all. Man, I can't wait to get this week. Oh my God, it's going to be a long week, y'all. It's going to be a long week. We've been up preparing since about 4 o'clock, 3:45, 4 o'clock this morning. Just excited about everything that's set up for this week, man. We got the last week of spring practice going into the final spring practice of the spring, which is our A-Day, Golden Flake A-Day. I'll give it up for that. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, let me see. Yeah, the sun did come up, y'all. The sun did come up. Let me do something real quick. The sun did come up. Thank y'all. Thank you. The sun did come up. Yeah, I know we be watching the sun come up. We so weird about this that we need it to actually look like it when we on screen too. So there we go. It took a minute for me to walk upstairs, but we here now. Welcome back here on the Coach Smook Morning Show. Woo! Nah, it took us a minute to walk upstairs real quick. I got the wireless, you know what I'm saying? MJ and Jordan in the back on the headset. They was like, hey man, you in the wrong studio. You got to walk upstairs so they could see the next level where the sun coming over the stadium at. Y'all know our workhouse is right next to the stadium. I knew that, right? You know, since we ain't allowed in the building, we just built our building next to the building. I like making people mad, man, when it comes to that type of stuff, because there's no reason to hate on what we're doing, man. And I get it, have your opinion, but the level of hate, oh my God, the measures people go to try to just, it's sad, but we're enjoying it. We're in a different space with it. I actually like the fact that we do enough
of what we do on a consistent basis, that people know who we are. But y'all, so we're sitting here now, man. It's this Monday morning. We got April 6th. It's in our pocket. We possess today. Hopefully everybody's having a good morning. I see everybody kind of slowly coming in on the YouTube side, TikTok. Thank you for pulling up. Make sure y'all tap that screen. Dalton, man, and Jason. Good to see y'all over there. Good to see everybody pulling up. I see Facebook interactions popping in now. Let's go, man. Give it up for everybody pulling up. Twitter. I see everybody on Twitter. We had another high number of viewership on Twitter last week for our post-practice report. I know a lot of people were coming thinking that they were going to get some of the things that other platforms kind of have to wait for. We had already released that at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock when Coach DeBoer was finishing up his interview. We were already talking about some of the same things we hadn't even heard him say in the members only live. And then we got to react to it later on that night. And we were right in line, especially with some of the things that I got to see during my visit there. It was a very, very great scrimmage. I keep telling everybody, yes, the offense didn't have an explosive day, but there were explosive opportunities there. You saw, I say one in particular, you saw Russell really taking some shots, some quality shots under pressure, and creating some explosives. Austin Mack did a good job operating the offense, just didn't have the plays to remember like Kalen Russell, but both of them operated it good. Operated the offense good overall. We're going to talk a little bit more about the scrimmage once we get into the show. But then, y'all, topic of conversation today, we're going to really look at Alabama's upcoming schedule this year. With this being the last week of preparation, I think we can kind of start getting more intel and details about how we are going to start measuring up against some of the other rosters the rosters on our schedule, meaning the Eastern Carolina, the Kentucky, the Florida State, the South Carolina. That first quarter of the season is going to have we're going to have an opportunity to really set some benchmarks as a team, both offensively, defensively, as a coaching staff, as a program. Alabama's going to have an opportunity to set some benchmarks. And I think more so than ever, this season right here is very important to Kalen DeBoer. So we got a hot topic of conversation for the phone line for you all, for everybody to jump into. And if you're watching this post live, you're waiting for us to get into the conversation, fast forward to the 15-minute mark, because we got a few more things that we need to announce today. Some things that we're very excited about, glad to be announcing. And I want to take my time and let everybody that's trying to catch the call-in segment and the topics going into the call-in segment, I want to give them an opportunity to jump in and get in here. When you come on, I took today off good. I made it to catch you live. Okay, that's what's up, man. Appreciate you for tapping in. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and do a roll call, Jordan. Let's crank that music up, and then Mary J, let's get this roll call in real quick while we here. And then we're gonna make like 2 announcements, then we're gonna get into the show. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Yeah, doggy. Let me take a little sip of this orange drink we made this morning. It had ice in it when we were sipping on it earlier. It's healthy stuff. I don't know why it's taking so long for me to drink it. I don't know. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Coach Smook, and welcome to the Coach Smook Network. We're live here, the Coach Smook Morning Call-In Show, and we got Dominic checking in. What's up, Dominic? Good to see you, Roll Tide. Antonio, good to see you, my brother. What's up, Roll Tide? I know you only see Antonio come and check in real quick on YouTube because that TikTok is up for you tonight. We live over there today. What's up, Zach? Good to see you, Roll Tide, my guy. Ken the Bama fan, good to see you, my boy. Hey, Ken said I got everywhere. But Ken, I got these thick glasses, so I used to do this junk to my mama in church. Like she be wanting me to act good in church. And I knew like I could get in trouble without doing the wildest stuff. My brother was doing crazy stuff. I do the subtle stuff. I'd be like, my mom be like, I'm watching you. I'm be like, I'm watching you. I used to do that with my glasses. I used to do that with my glasses, Ken. My mom used to be like, boy, Ken the Bama fan, good to see you though, man. Roll Tide, my brother. Gerald Gardner, what's good? He said, man, I used to be at work when you come on. I took today off. Good. Made it to catch you live. Roll Tide. Thanks, Gerald. We got to get into the conversation, man. You know how this live thing go. Roll Tide, the Kinesis. I see you, man. Roll Tide, my boy. Hey, Kinesis one and ones too. Eyes be everywhere. I stay informed. What's up, big Bama in the chat? What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, man, we had a good conversation, and they referenced one of your tweets. I was like, yeah, that's my dude. Why? And then it got one of them hesitant responses. I'm solid, man. I'm a solid dude. I like to tell people, yeah, dual tap. Dual tapping that boy, Antonio Snell tapping in on the TikTok side, Dalton Manning tapping on the TikTok side. And Nikki looked like Nick 216 tapping in on TikTok. We appreciate y'all. We got 5 new viewers on TikTok. Make sure y'all let us know where y'all watching from. That juice actually tastes better now that it got the ice melted in it. So we're going to get into the topics of conversation today, man. We're going to kind of just give our final digest from scrimmage number 2. What we're looking forward to here for practice tomorrow. We kick practice back off tomorrow. And then expectations and things for A-Day, but we're going to go into our infomercial break, and then when we come back from that infomercial break, we'll do our synopsis. We'll do our take of what we expect this season to look like. You know, with this schedule, just do a way too early record prediction, and then on top of that, we want to try to answer a question. We want to present a mode of conversation there. And Mary J, if you could put that topic of conversation up there or the phone line on the banner so that we can get that clip. That's been a cool clip that I've been able to pull. The topic of conversation on the phone line today is, in year 3, if DeBoer doesn't have a national championship appearance, if he doesn't have it, or if he does, I'm sorry. I said if DeBoer makes a national championship appearance this year, in year 3, where does he rank among active college football coaches? And I think that's a real conversation and something that I've been heavy in debate about, in support of having him ranked a lot higher than what most people. We saw a preseason coaches ranking, SEC coaches ranking, that had him at number 5 behind 2 guys that he's beaten twice. Behind the coach that he's beaten once, right? They had him at number 4, and in front of a guy that if we're being honest, they're the ones kind of taking over the SEC. So he and Kalen DeBoer. So I don't know what this hype is about Lane Kiffin and Steve Sarkisian, but we're going to have that conversation today. We're going to open the phone lines and have that conversation here on the Coach Smook Network. So if you're ready to get into it, y'all. And I ain't gonna lie, I like looking at my Facebook notifications and seeing family react. So shout out to my brother Rico Mitchell, man. Hopefully, Rico, I need you to text me, bro. We can do that Saturday. You know what time it is, man. If you ain't gonna already be somewhere, you already know. So I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Let's go ahead and get into this show, man. Somebody type it in the chat for me. And y'all, today I need y'all to really be active in this chat. Y'all did so good this past weekend. This past Friday in the chat activity. We got to have more of that. So take we got 15 seconds. Take the next 10 seconds to share it. And then when you share it, type it in the chat. And I need you to say it loud for me. Say it. Jordan, let's go, man.
You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips? The perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
Not going to take up a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Chat, all right, chat. I had to run back downstairs real quick, get back in the studio so we can go ahead and get this take recorded. All right. So let me chat with y'all real quick here for this segment of chatting with Coach Smook, right? And this is how the morning show is going to go. We're breaking it down in segments now. We have chatting with Coach Smook, then we have the call-in segment. And sometimes we have check-in with Coach Smook where I'm on the mobile. We're trying to break it down so we get segment creative stuff. So I appreciate y'all for rocking with that idea. It's y'all fault that we got it like this. So let's keep it like that. But looking at this, man, final thoughts from just the scrimmage, and I kind of just want to just digest it all. It was a great thing. I hate not being able to go back and reference film because I know there was so much that I could have paid attention to. Because I even thought going back to it, and I looked at how much minimal rotation we saw at offensive line. It was probably one primary change on the first group O-line. And then you didn't really see much movement other than when they changed lineups with, first team, second team, third team, fourth. And I think we got enough offensive linemen. I think right now on roster scholarship offensive linemen, I think we have 17 offensive linemen. Let me double check. I got my roster up today, so y'all can't talk trash about me. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 offensive linemen better not have no 30s on. I know that much. I'm gonna just double check. I know I seen 18 offensive linemen, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 scholarship offensive linemen is what you see out there right now. And I know they have like extra walk-ons and things of that nature. You got your freshmen that you're going to be using for scout, so that they can continue to develop your red shirts. They're going to be on scout team, all that type of stuff. So the numbers match up, right? You got 2 freshmen, highly touted freshmen coming in the fall. So the offensive line seems to be coming together. And like I told y'all beforehand, based off what I saw on Wednesday, that I felt like there will be some competition at the guard position and that we will have a solid third tackle. And for that reason, I truly believe there will be more of a push, even with Michael Carroll as great as he played at that tackle position last year. I think Michael Carroll is more of a asset and versatile piece at guard. You're not limited on what you can do scheme-wise with Michael Carroll at any spot. Now, with some of these guys, they're guards, and you're limited to put them in guard, pro guard scheme concepts or play calls. Like with Michael Carroll, you could pull him like a tackle or a tight end because he gives you that, and he can give you, and he has the size and the strength and the skill set to play guard. So if you get a specialized offensive lineman like that, and then you have a guy at tackle like maybe Javen James, or you got a guy like Ty Haywood that are competing and they're true tackles, right? There's no putting them at guard, no, and you really want to add some depth at the guard position, but you want to kind of spread out the tackles. You got James working at both left and right tackle. He's doing good. And then you got your left guard support behind Brooks, right? You got Mal Waldrop that you want to push out there first, but then you got Michael Carroll that you really want to put there. Even behind Mal Waldrop, Tyrell Miller, the sophomore transfer, he's a guy to keep your eye out for. Like, the offensive line is good. Bryson Cooley, the freshman, playing out there on tackle. You're going to see a lot of 63. You even see some pairing where you've seen 63 at tackle and Michael Carroll at guard. The freshman getting out there with Carroll starting at guard. So it's a lot of talent, but I really think that Javen James, I think he's a mainstay on the offensive line as far as if anybody slips up as far as guard or tackle position, I think he comes in. Carroll moves to right guard. They move James to right tackle. And everybody's asking about Haywood and Strayhorn. I think they both were young guys at programs where they had some coaching changes and they see what's happening at Alabama and they know that they have an opportunity to compete, right? Does Ty Haywood hit the portal again? Because I don't think he gets a starting position this year. Maybe he gets some snaps, for development purposes, but I don't think he's a rotational piece. Especially after seeing this weekend, some of the things that Michigan reporters and insiders were saying and sources were saying about his development in practice and on in game. So very limited last year as a freshman at Michigan, but a talented piece. Just got to do some things to continue to develop. But offensive line competition is there. Tight end room. Let's go to the tight end room. Now, I want to talk about tight ends right after offensive line because this scrimmage, they were a big part of what I saw as far as the run game being on its way to truly improving, like really taking the steps in the right direction. And remember Kalen DeBoer, chat. Remember he said it during his interview. Monday Morning Madness with Coach Smook, top of the morning, chat. What's up, Tim Brooks? Good to see you. And look, I've seen a title that's too close to a title of another podcast that I find very amusing. That's way too close.
these folks doing a countdown. They've been doing a countdown. I think they started at 986 days till kickoff. Every day, that's the title. I mean, that's their thing. And I find it so amusing. So, yeah, and nothing wrong with it. I just find it funny. That takes some type of will to really stay on the topic like that or stay in that mode in this day and age of content creation. Ugh. What's up, Jason? Good to see you. Shout out to the reactions on Facebook too. Patricia, appreciate you for pulling up. Patricia Williams with the heart reaction. Tater Dumas, Smook put me in the game, put us in the game, brother. Good to see you, Tater. Good to see everybody. Hey, I see y'all people tapping back in. I know the offseason that had us busy. Make sure y'all grabbing them wristbands, becoming a member of the AAA family, joining the AAA family by clicking the link in the chat. If you want to see the link, you can ! 3 A's and it'll pop up, or ask one of the mods to get it pulled up and we'll get it. What's up, Kareem? Good to see you, my brother. That's my brother right there, man. Kareem and Jason, man. Good to see y'all, man. Good to see my boys. Hopefully I get to see y'all boys for A-Day this weekend, man. I need my security with me. I need my security. I need my eyes. I need my eyes with me. You know what I'm saying, Jason? You know what I'm saying? Kareem know what I'm saying. And Kareem, we probably need to go to a cookout, find somebody to cook out to go crash. You know, you my cookout crash buddy. My crash the cookout buddy. You know what I'm saying? We go and eat everybody food up and act like we was invited. That's what we do, AAA family. We go eat the food up and act like we was invited. We don't cause no problems. We just want to help you dispose of the food that you cook. What? Ain't that why you cooked it? Ain't that why you cooked it? Let's talk about it. Let's be real. Y'all like to go hard and heavy on Kane Womack and Kalen DeBoer. Well, come for me, because I eat everything in my path. I eat everything in my path, bro. I promise you, I'm fighting right now not to eat this banana in front of y'all. I'm struggling. Easily. So let me know, Kareem. Let me know if we got that. If we on for that. All right, Jason, that sounds good. Patricia, good to see you. She said, good morning, blessings, everyone. Roll Tide. Yes, ma'am. Good to see you. Good to see you. First Facebook comment. I like seeing the Facebook. I like to see the different icons. Can we go back to Patricia's comment real quick before we get back into the comments? Y'all see the different icons at the bottom? Like under her name is like the Facebook icon. I love to see that. So if you're on other platforms, try and comment. If it pop up, I love putting them on there. The only ones that won't do it right now is TikTok. You know, TikTok want their money from StreamYard just like everybody else, but StreamYard ain't trying. StreamYard, do y'all yourself some justice. Y'all know TikTok where it's at. Make the collab. I'll be the bridge. I'll set the deal up. All right. But anyways, y'all, let's get back to the conversation. Appreciate y'all for tapping in again. Continue to share the stream. Now, talk offense line. Let's talk tight ends. The tight ends were a huge part of the run game. Caleb Edwards and Marshall Pritchard are my headliners that I would like to talk about. Both of those guys, I had high expectations for them last year. I was so glad that Josh Cuevas was able to remain healthy. But when there was opportunities presented for both Pritchard and more so Caleb, because Pritchard got hurt right before fall, had to have an operation in right before fall kicked off. So he wasn't 100% go. Caleb showed up, college size, college ready, right? Strength wise. You saw him making plays early. I mean, even the snaps that he took against Florida State, it was opportunities for him to have, you know, be a target. Not necessarily a receiving asset till like week 4, week 5 of the season, but you've seen it. And then Marshall Pritchard, same thing. He had like 7 or 8 targets last season, only had 1 drop, which was a pass thrown behind him, but it's hit his hands and he was getting, it was a guy coming downhill on him. So these guys both have ball skills. What you wanted to see the most development in is how they are physically, right? And Marshall Pritchard really shined yesterday in his physicality. Him and the transfer, Josh Ford. And y'all got to remember, these numbers change. This ain't like OG Saban era where you got a whole bunch of guys that kept their numbers for years at a time. I'm not used to seeing a number 40 at tight end. So seeing that number 40 at tight end, I'm like, man, who is that? And I knew it wasn't a walk-on because of how smooth and how polished he is. I mean, even in stances, even in like getting lined up, getting aligned, you see some freshmen, you know, in that lineup, second and third string group is that Josh Ford is with. You see some freshmen kind of still looking back to the sideline. He gets play calls, man. He goes out there, he's lining up, he's helping the tackle lineup next to him. He's got, you know, the young wide receivers. He's making sure they get the right depth, and they're coming off the field talking about, hey, you see what happened there. And so we're seeing that leadership there, but we also have the young talent that has some quality experience under him. And then Jay Lindsey, who's a long tenured player in that position room. He's a guy that I think is going to be the dependable Robbie Oots-like presence for, and I think Jay Lindsey, if I'm not mistaken, Jay Lindsey has one more year of eligibility after this. Actually, he has 2 more years. So Jay Lindsey on the redshirt sophomore, he's one of those mainstays that just going to stick around. He's not chasing the bag. He's going to continue to build a consistent product. And most tight ends and H-back, they understand the value of that. You know, they don't get the same luxury of moving around to create stats or, you know, get to the shiny spots. Sometimes those positions, you literally have to just be there. You have to be a mainstay, and the way you separate is physicality. So forward, I think he's right there at the front of the line with the physicality. You hear his name, Coach DeBoer said something about it in the interview. We saw that. But Bray Hubbard, y'all remember I came on literally on the mobile live for the members only and talked about those 3 tight ends in particular. And then Jay Lindsey just being a guy. What up, Rob Baker? Good to see you in the chat. He said, yo, Jared Edwards for president. He had a nice showing in the scrimmage too. Shout out to you, Rob Baker. Welcome in. We're working our way towards defense. I'm just trying to give a solid breakdown, final digest. And then at the 35-minute mark, we'll get into the schedule. We'll get into the schedule to that topic right after a quick infomercial break. And that segment will be sponsored by Farmers Insurance. I'm gonna make an announcement about that soon, so y'all get ready for that. Oh, but we're still on offense, tight ends. I talked about tight ends. Still no Danny Lewis sighting, and that's concerning because we like where. But Jack San Marco, I could see where the future is for him. He has like 3 more years of eligibility, 2 more years. Who else is in that tight end room? I told y'all Marshall Pritchett. That number 9, I believe he is now. It looks good on him, man. It looks real good on him. Looks like he don't look like a 3rd string player with, and there's nothing wrong with the 80s, y'all, especially for tight ends, but it's something when those big dudes, you gotta think Marshall Pritchett is like 6'5", 6'6", y'all. He's about 250. And he looks like he doesn't look built like a defensive man. He looked like a basketball player, but you know, when you see him moving on the field, he moves like a big block engine, like a big block, right? Real fluid, not tight. I ain't saying tight, but his frame, he and Caleb Edwards. And then you got all those guys in that tight end room. All of them are like 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", all 7 of them. So you got some big guys at tight end. Just Alabama looks good. They look intimidating again. You look at the roster and it looks like a roster that you create. You know, talk about the wide receivers. I came on, the first name I said out the wide receiver room was Noah Rogers for a reason. I do think he's wide receiver 1, even with Latsier Brooks and Ryan Williams and Derek Meadows and Sadarian Morgan and Rico Scott in that room. I think Noah Brooks is wide receiver 1, just material. Route running, hands, speed, power. I mean, you're going to see him in the jet motion. He's Jeremy Bernard for us again this year, but I think he's like 2 or 3 steps quicker than Jeremy. The route running is a lot like Jeremy Bernard with the deceptiveness, the polished route running. I like what I see from him and Tyler Henderson. Number 37. It's funny seeing 37, but you're seeing a lot of 37 and 30 on the field. 37 and 30. 30 being Derek Meadows. That's my boy. I told y'all. Last year, Derek made plays in practice, and I think the only thing they wanted to try to do was keep him above 200 pounds, being at 6'5". But you saw how many snaps he was getting early in the season. You saw it. You saw it in the same thing with Latsier Brooks and Rico Scott. I love seeing that 11 and 3. 7 and 3. I'm sorry. I keep saying 11. I keep talking about Tate and Kawhi. I got something to say about the quarterback position. But 7 and 3 out there on the field together is pretty dangerous. 1-3-7 lineup is nasty. 5-3-7, 5. Who was that at the slot for that play? I think they might have motioned 5 into the slot. 5. It had to be 5. 30 was on the perimeter. 37 was at Z. Yeah. Slot. Yeah, I mean, different personnel groupings. You got to think Meadows is 6'5". Sedarius Morgan 6'4". Noah Rogers is right there 6'2". All these guys are 200 pounds. So that X position got some size there, but Noah Rogers moves like 5'11", 6 foot, 5'10". He's shifty. Nah, Henderson's not repping with the ones yet, Ken. I didn't see 37 repping with the ones yet. Even and the main thing I wanted to see was 37 going to be with either Russell or Mack. And to me, I may have missed it, but his passes that he has been targeted on when I've seen them have been from Tate and Kawhi or the backup quarterback, Jet Tamala. Those are the only times. So those some big wide receivers, and Kareem, you're absolutely right. They're big wide receivers, but even the guys that's not 6'3" or 6'2", look at the wide receivers. I'm gonna pull this roster up. You got Latair Brooks, officially 5'9". Like I said, I don't know why people thought he was like 6'1". No, he just stocky. He's a shifty. He's literally Jalen Waddle, and I think Jalen Waddle actual height was like 5'7", 5'8". I ain't even gonna lie. But Latair Brooks 5'9", 193. That's a bowling ball at wide receiver, right? Ryan Williams, he's one of the smaller of the group, 6 foot, 180. But that's a solid medium frame for a 6 foot wide receiver, right? Rico Scott, 6 foot, 198. He's outweighing Ryan Williams by 15 pounds. He's Deebo Samuel, 6 foot, 198. Deebo was like 215, 220 once he got to the league. Sedarius Morgan, 6'4", 223. You're talking about an outside linebacker playing tight end. Playing wide receiver for Alabama and moving like a wide receiver. You got MJ Chergwin. I think he's going to be a Swiss Army knife for us, y'all. And I think MJ might get opportunities on special teams. You see, they played Cole Adams. Cole Adams was a track guy, but he wasn't shifty like you would expect that type of player to get. That opportunity. But I wouldn't be surprised to see MJ out there. And like I said, he's a quality receiver. He chose to come back to Bama. He could have went somewhere else on scholarship and been guaranteed starter somewhere small. He wanted to stay at Bama. He stayed dedicated. They rewarded him with a scholarship. Derek Meadows, 6'5", 215. Tyler Henderson, one of the slender ones, like I said. And I think a lot of that is just him coming from a JUCO. He hasn't been at Bama's been a part of Bama's strength and conditioning program for a while. For that 3 months that you need, like they say you need that full 6 weeks. It wasn't 3 months, 6 weeks to put on that Bama 20. And then you got some other shifty small guys coming in, and both Amari Sabb and Aubrey Walker, both of them speedsters, guys. And that's why I wasn't worried when I looked at the depth of rotation at the slot position being really only true slots on the roster right now is Latair Brooks. I think you can play Tyler Henderson there, right? But I think he's more of a Z asset. MJ Chergwin, I think he's a slot, but he's not game changer slot. So right now you really only got Latair Brooks. That's a mainstay at the slot. And then you got Ryan Williams working out the slot some. You got Rico Scott working out the slot. But most of those guys are Z skill sets for this scheme. With Aubrey Walker coming in, I think he's a immediate person to look at. His speed is different. Amari Sabb is like, don't give me a free release. I'm running by you, stretching you down the seam. But Aubrey Walker is jet sweep, quick slant, post corner, double move, sluggo. Him and Latair Brooks on the field. If we ever go into 4 wide receiver sets, I would love to see that at some time here in the near future. Aubrey Walker, the incoming freshman fall in summer enrollee, and Latair Brooks in the slot. And you give me Sedarian and Derek on the outside, 2 big jump ball guys, or even Noah on the outside, or Ryan Williams. You want to just let's do a speed spear. We had a formation. We used to call it spear, right? And it was just the bunch formation, and the apex was the point man, and then you had the 2 guys off the line of scrimmage, a half a step off of them, and it was a tight bunch formation. We used to split it out wide, and we used to have a speed spear set. Speed. And we literally had 2 running backs that were like 4 guys,
4 guys that would, I mean, they didn't have the best hands, but if they got open field with a nice ball, we was taking that chance, you know. Or if we got one coming across on a drag route off of a switch release concept, had a true wide receiver, our true big wide receiver as the number 1 receiver on the boundary. That's trying to get a safety or linebacker matchup. If they don't motion that other DB over to play our guy, and they bring the safety and linebacker to cover, we know we got a mismatch somewhere. Make them come out of them zone coverages. And so with all that type of speed at the wide receiver room position, you can have that. Running backs, I like what we saw from the running backs. Again, EJ Crowell is limited in practice. A lot of people keep taking Coach DeBoer's words and taking things out of context. EJ has been practicing, right? He's just not full go with contact, and that's been a mainstay. That's something that I've been able to maintain. Now, does he get reps during teams periods on air when they doing different plays and stuff? Yes, of course. He's in individuals. But when it comes to scrimmaging and days like where he might need to be on his physical therapy, right? He's doing that stuff on the sideline in pads. He has the sleeve on. But the other running backs, you know, I love what I'm seeing from Riley. You know that I was a big fan of him last year, even before he got the start against Florida State. Daniel Hill looks a lot slimmer, but yesterday, the physicality, his intentionalness to not hesitate, I think that's a good sign. Trayshawn Brown, backup, the other freshman that came in early. A lot of people not talking about him, but he's college size running back too. If you look at him, if you pay attention to some of the clips from practice, 17 looks like a second, third year running back. All these guys are built, man, and that's one thing. I laugh when people try to take these little jabs at Alabama's strength and conditioning program when they leave, because you know, I even look at Justin O. Justin O looks a lot less fit. Just from a look standpoint, he don't look like he's a dominant outside linebacker. Earl Little, you know, once he left Bama, he maintained it. But naturally, you look at what Earl Little, Caleb Downs, all of them, when they left, they didn't necessarily physique change in them like that. And I didn't see a change in their game. Caleb Downs was good. The guys that struggle here, they struggled when they went to South Carolina. You know, they struggled when they went to Colorado. You know, what other guys struggled that went away talking crazy? And so I look at it, I'm like, man, Alabama strength and conditioning program can't be the problem, man. I just got to execute. We'll talk about the James Smith incident. I know everybody wanted to laugh at that again. Getting handled by a third string center and then getting mad, and that was crazy. Yeah, we got some more intel on it. That was some funny stuff. But running backs look great. I think right now, A.K. Deere is going to be the starter. I think he's your first guy out. I think the moment E.J. Crowell gets an opportunity, they will find a way to split these carries up. And it might be game plans, certain specific game plans and games where they have a trajectory for a group of backs, 2 or 3 backs. But also, I don't want y'all to forget about the transfer, man. Khalifa Keith, I think he's a solid asset. I think he has another year of eligibility too. So if you have a situation this year with all these young running backs in the room, you got a guy that's coming in as a freshman next year that's going to add more talent. You might have 6 or 7 quality backs in the room next year with eligibility, still extra year eligibility. So you might see a portal exodus, but a guy like Khalifa Keith, he might stay. He won't have an opportunity to create value for himself. He might stay, and we might lose the Daniel Hill to the league, Kevin Riley. Those guys are eligible for the league. I'm not saying that they're ready, but they're eligible. And some of these guys are going to look for opportunities to be the main guy to create some draft stock for him. Daniel Hill, I think, is a 4-year guy. He's going to stay for another year. Kevin Riley is a hometown kid. How much does his heart and his dedication to Crimson Tide keep him there? EJ Crowell, we know is going to be a star. A.K. Deere, we know he wants to be a star, a Mississippi kid, someone that Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Lane Kiffin now at LSU. Wouldn't it be a crazy thing to see A.K. Deere if he doesn't become the premier back, or there's not a... So having all these backs compete at this stage to try to set the tone for Alabama's run game going forward, something that struggled last year, is huge. And then, last but not least, on the offensive side, quarterbacks, man, I already told y'all from the jump, I think Keelan Russell, he was my pick. I think Keelan Russell is the guy. Both quarterbacks look great. I talk about Mack and Russell and members only. Y'all go check that out. Tate and Kawhi, I like the kid. I like the kid. One, he gives me that, and I guess it's just the Hawaii QB syndrome or the Polynesian QB syndrome or something. I don't know. But I think that kid, if everybody in front of him continues to play cautious, like he will next year, he will be making it hard for the Jet Tamalas and the Keelan Russells and, you know, the Seaborns on the roster if Seaborn signs. Or even if we get an Elijah Hayden, which I don't think is in the book. I'm just saying, like, Kawhi is a competitor and he has the skill sets too. Now, he has a lot of mechanics he got to work on, and I think the speed of the game is definitely different from what he's used to. But this young man is a gunslinger, and you love that. You love that at the quarterback position in the explosive system, a system that really focuses on capitalizing on explosives. So that's that for the offense. We're going to talk about defense right after this infomercial break. But before we go into this little quick infomercial break, we're going to get to some comments real quick. You keep the music going for a second, Jordan. Let's give me some, like, 3 comments. Give me your 3 best comments, Mary J. I want to respond to some comments. Patricia says, question, so the transfers get starting roles before the freshmen? For the most part, sometimes. That's why you go to the transfer portal. You want to go and get day one ready guys that are plug and play fits, or guys that you feel like can develop into your scheme to be immediate assets. Those freshmen are the guys that you see, all right, I see how good you are at 16, 17. I think you can develop and be great in our system. So when they get there, not every freshman is ready to get out there and to do their thing, right? You get what I'm saying? So that's not a surprise. If this size translates to the field, then we should be good. I'm just saying, and great blocking, we should see great results. Fact, I look at the offensive line size. I think we talked about it the other day. The average weight right now, your lightest guy is 305, 298, but your average weight is 305 right now across the offense, 313 across the offensive line. Right? Last year we were dealing with guys that were 340, 335, 360, No, I don't think that's it. The biggest guy on the offensive line is Nick Brooks. He's 6'7", 339. That guy's the same size as Caden Proctor, but 30 less pounds. And just imagine how good Caden Proctor would have looked if he was able to move a little bit more. You need great blocking tight ends to also have a productive running game, especially in 12 personnel. And you saw we like to run 12 personnel. We love to run a lot of 12 personnel. So to hear that physicality, the approach of physicality from the tight end room is awesome. And I'm glad Josh Ford is there, because I didn't think we needed to add depth. I thought Danny Lewis was on the right trajectory, but clearly there's something there with Danny Lewis that this staff is not really bought into when it comes to giving him that responsibility, because he's a big tight end too. He's 6'5", 255. I think the weight thing was the issue, because I remember Saban had him at 265 at one point. So you're trying to get him more into that mold and build of that room. So I don't know. This is a good opportunity to see some guys. What's up, Khalil? Good to see you, man. Roll Tide. So we'll be right back after these messages, y'all. We're going to go into the infomercial break. And here we just want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Walk-Ons, man. This is not our calling segment. This is our chatting segment with one of our sponsors, Walk-Ons, man. We want to give them a shout out. And also Sports Info Solutions. We appreciate them for supporting the Coach Smook Network. And when we come back, we'll get into our next topic here on the Coach Smook Network. Jordan, take us out, brother.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
At Walk-On's Sports Bistro, the games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk-On's Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites, Walk-On's is your go-to for good times, craft beer and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages. From melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online or in the app. Walk-On's Sports Bistro. Game on.
Hold on one second. If you're serious about sports, you need more than just box scores. You need real insight. That's why Sports Info Solutions is the official partner of the Coach Smook Network. Sports Info Solutions is my go-to source for in-depth stat analysis, giving you the tools to truly understand player production, tendencies, and performance on a whole new level. From NFL, MLB to NBA, Sports Info Solutions delivers advanced data that helps fans, coaches, and analysts see the game behind the game. This isn't just stats, it's context. Looking ahead to the next generation of stars? Check out nfldraft.sportsinfosolutions.com for elite draft analysis and detailed prospect breakdown. Make it your new go-to stat tracker. Visit sportsinfosolutions.com today. Now let's get back in the game.
You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips?
The perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
I'm not going to take up a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
All right, Pat. So last week, we had some conversations about, you know, how the defense looked. I just kept raving on the defense. So I didn't think it was meant for me to go into details about the defense. Jordan Edmonds, shout out to him, pick 6. Red Morgan had a couple nice breakups. Chuck McDonald, Dijon Lee, Ivan Taylor flying around, Luke Metz, QB Reese, Caleb Woodson, the transfer. They look good. That inside linebacker, Abdul Sanders Jr. That 4-man inside linebacker rotation looks good. Duke Johnson made some flashes flying around, making tackles. You can tell he's still learning that inside linebacker position, but when it comes to doing things, playing football, ain't no questions about that. Duke Johnson is ready for that, but just got a lot to learn being at that inside linebacker position. That's not an easy position to learn. Talking about transitioning, we saw guys like Christian Harris kind of have limited success early on, but when it came to actually, you got to have experience at that position to really thrive. And just see snaps. So the more snaps he get to see, you'll see him continue to grow. But inside linebacker room looking great. Edge room, bandit, D-line. We ain't even going to get caught up in that. I'll be rambling about that for 45 minutes about this D-line rotation. We're actually doing a full segment breakdown on these position groups throughout the offseason. So y'all make sure y'all stay tapped in for that. And then the secondary, I keep raving about that. So we'll leave the defense alone today just for the sake of time and for the sake of conversation. But we're gonna get into this, and I gotta bring up our graphic. I gotta get our graphic created, and I'm gonna get this up for y'all real quick so we can do it. And I'm gonna get this one. I like how this one look. I didn't know if I wanted to use this one, but I'll go ahead and use this one. This is the schedule on the actual Alabama official website, and we're gonna go through the schedule and just we're gonna talk about the schedule. All right, Jamal Jackson, what's good? Think it's going to be QB Reese or Metz to hold it down inside. I think QB Reese is going to be a starter with Caleb Woodson. I think Abdul Sanders Jr. is going to be the third guy, and then Luke Metz is going to be the fourth guy. But I think Metz and Abdul will have opportunities to play. AJ will have opportunities to play next to each other. I think there's a solid number one in that room, and then I think you have a solid 1B. And then you have a 2A and 2B in Luke and Abdul. I think that's what you have right now. And to me, that's better than just being only confident in 3 guys. And you're trying to, right now, I think with those 4. What's up, MJ? Good to see you, man. Roll Tide. I think with those 4, what you're seeing right now is you're trying to decide which 2 you want to have green dot and which 2 you want to play weak side, right? So I think that's where you're sitting at. Let's get into the schedule, though. I want to show y'all. And we're just gonna walk through it. I know we kind of talked about it and touched on it a few times throughout the off season, just kind of talking about some of the things that's on the schedule. Let me see which view looks better. All right, I think that'll do right there, right? So we got Eastern Carolina opening up September 5th against Eastern Carolina, and I think everybody's expecting a crazy good turnout for that, right? We expecting the Bama Nation to turn out. We expecting a slaughter, right? It should not be one of those games where we are questioning whether we really here or not. This should be a statement game. And then the next week, Lexington, Kentucky. I promise you all, I'm believing God to set us up to where I can make trips to stadiums I've never been to. So today, God, I ask God today, man, and whatever you got to do to support this brand and to get us where we need to be, to where we're on site for a lot of these games this season, I'm believing you for it. Because Kentucky, I think that's going to be an interesting game. They going through a facelift in their program, right? They got a lot of new faces, a lot of unknowns. And I remember when we thought Vanderbilt was going to be a walk in the park because of how they look. You know, traditionally, Kentucky traditionally has not given Bama problems. So you want to see, I think we handle business there. Florida State, again, them coming into our house, they got one up on us last year. This is a team, like I said, staff-wise, they were just getting together too. They were new staff, and they did what they did last year, improved from their previous season. So Florida State, in retrospect, is on the right trend, on the way up. South Carolina coming into Alabama. We always got to respect them. Mississippi State at Starkville on the road, Georgia at home, Tennessee, right at Tennessee. Then we get A&M at home. I seen Dre on TikTok last night with some female students that he was doing a battle against some A&M, and he started naming players. And the only player that they really knew from Bama was Ryan Williams, and they knew Dre played for Bama because, of course. You know. But it's funny how the fans only know like Ryan Williams, and to me, he's not even our best player. And you know that's not how the football team is playing, but the fans think like that. And yeah, it's funny. At LSU, that's going to be a big one. I think that's a ticket seller. Mess around and we end up in Louisiana. We end up in Baton Rouge for that one, man. We're going to need y'all to really turn up. And we got to have the PJ on standby so I can get back to headquarters. I got to see how headquarters work for this year. Last headquarters we had last season had bad juju. We're gonna fix that this year. Vandy, get to go to Vandy. I like Nashville. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm making that trip. I will be in Nashville for that Vandy game. And then we got the last two games of the season at home. Iron Bowl at home this year against Alex Golesh with his Cam Newton 2.0 is what they're calling. Brown over there at Auburn. And to me, if there was anybody to kind of buy into the hype about, it would be that young man. He showed it at USF. Golesh has kind of like his hands with this young man. He's kind of developing. And there's a level of confidence and cohesion there. Get some offensive linemen that dialed in to block for him. Get some running backs that can run, which they usually keep at Auburn. It's going to be a dangerous team. So I expect the Iron Bowl to be very entertaining this year. I expect Auburn to be better than what they were last year. So I'm excited. I'm excited about this season. I look at this schedule though, and off rip, I want to say 12-0, but let's have real conversations today. Let's have real conversations. When I look at this schedule, there is a realistic chance for us to go 4-0. Eastern Carolina, Kentucky, Florida State, and South Carolina. You're talking about 3 out of your first 4 games are at home, right? I think last year it was the opposite. We had 2 on the road, 2 at home to start the first 4. Had the first quarter of the season. What's up, Deb? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you for tapping in on Kick. On an unrelated note, unfortunately, I did not make the final round of drum major audition. Just got the email. Hey, at least you was there, man. At least you was there. It's the second year in a row, though. You keep going back. You keep going back until you get there. Keep going back. You don't stop. I give it up for Jordan, man. It take a lot to go out there, and you got to think. A lot of that stuff is political. I don't care what nobody say. A lot of this stuff is about who you know or who you're friends with, who's your mom and how much they contribute. And, you know, my grandma and her boyfriend met in the band in 1972, and I'm a legacy $1 million band marching member. And so when people like Jordan, they have to fight through all that, they go out there and they make a mark to where they get the actual nod to go and they send to the next levels of evaluation. That means they're putting in that work. So shout out to Jordan. Congrats on the levels that you did good, man, that you did get to. And then you know what the goal is. You know what we doing. We don't stop till we get what we want. And that's how we keep moving. Shout out to everybody on TikTok. Continue to donate, man. I see y'all giving out the gifts on TikTok. Give it up for TikTok. We got 30 diamonds donated, 30 gifts donated already on TikTok, and 11 new viewers on TikTok. Hey, Twitter, I appreciate the followers too. I think we almost at 7K on Twitter, which is weird because I don't really be doing that following stuff on Twitter no more. I use Twitter just to kind of see how crazy our fan base is now. But so let's get into this conversation though. This is scheduled for next season. I truly think the ceiling is for regular season. I do think there's a realistic chance to go 12-0. I know Bama fans, as fans, we like to say that every year, but I do think this schedule shapes up for us to be 12-0 in the regular season. You got your 9 conference games. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You got your 9 conference games. Listen to our conference games. I'm not too worried about our out of conference games. I want to talk about the conference games. You're starting off on the road against Kentucky, and then you have South Carolina at home, and then you're on the road against Mississippi State. Then you at home against Georgia. Then you on the road against Tennessee. Then you're at home against A&M. Then you're on the road against LSU. Then you're on the road against Vandy. Then you close the season out against Auburn. Like the balance of how much stress these young quarterbacks. I'm just thinking about the conference games, because that's where we've seen the struggles. We saw Ty Simpson hit the conference stretch and struggle, even though we won those games, right? His conference stretch was his worst stretch of the season, that gauntlet stretch. So I'm looking at it this season, and I'm looking at the teams that are part of that stretch. This is a tough stretch. If we're just basing it off of what these teams looked like last year, right? Georgia, you get Georgia at home. You got to go to Tennessee. You get A&M at home. And then you got to go to LSU. And then to top that off, you got to go to Vanderbilt. And I truly believe in what's happening at Vanderbilt. Everybody might think it was just the Diego hype. No, they are still getting studs on the roster. They're recruiting. I think they're number 20 or number 19 in recruiting right now. Kids are going to Vanderbilt all of a sudden. Kids making grades are going to Vanderbilt. Clark Lee has an attractive system. They have cool looking jerseys now. Right? That black and gold is hard. So like it's and they've done their renovations for their facility. Same thing with Mizzou. Mizzou is even though they're not on the schedule, they will continue to build slowly. They get to see programs like Vanderbilt and Mizzou. Coaches go there and they get like 8-9 years to build because they don't have national championship pressure on them. Right? Their fans are like, all right, shoot, we won 4 games last year. We won 5 games this year. Woo! We on the way. And you got to think for a fan base to see Vanderbilt, who was at once in their history, they were dominant. They had a span of dominance, and they disappeared for 100 years, and now they're competing. They were in conversations for the SEC championship last year, playoff berths right on the outside looking in. So yeah, Vandy's right there with it. And I look at the rest of the schedule, y'all. Chattanooga, Auburn at home. Auburn at home, another conference game to close out the season. Like this is realistically it could be a 12-0. Georgia is the team coming in. I know they're going to come in with a different mentality. I think Kirby Smart has done some things personnel-wise with his roster, but also we saw a different style of Kirby Smart football towards the end of the season last year. And Gunnar Stockton, his maturity, it depends a lot on his maturity because I don't think they really have anything viable behind him. But they have the assets at receiver. They have the running back room. They have the size on the O-line. They have the defensive mentality. They have the defensive coordinator and the defensive scheme that's been a mainstay. The secondary is going to be a lot more experienced this year than it was the last 2 years. So Georgia looks good too. That's going to be a tough one. Tennessee. At Tennessee, I think we catch Tennessee early enough in the season to where this is the midpoint of the season where if they're not doing as good as expected or as they want to, this will be the game where they play up, right? This will be the one game that they play up and we'll have to play our best game. And to me, that's a Keelan Russell like Heisman type game. Texas A&M, I think we blow Texas A&M out as much hype as they're getting. I think Kalen DeBoer has an edge over that. That coaching matchup in A&M. That's Elko, right? Or is Elko at Mississippi State? Somebody help me out. LSU, Lane Kiffin. I think I'm telling y'all right now. Kiffin's bringing so much negative attention to the program, right? Yes, it's a lot of hype offseason, but if this thing sputters at any point and he has a quarterback situation going where he's playing 2 quarterbacks, yeah, he might be winning, but against a team like Alabama, hype going into it, in Baton Rouge, if we're playing Bama ball, if these boys are looking like they are now, LSU's in trouble. Vanderbilt and Auburn, I think Vanderbilt's going to be a tough matchup at their home field. I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. My way too early prediction for us is 11-1, and I truly think if we're going to lose this year, it's going to be a loss that makes sense, right? It would have to be at LSU or Texas A&M coming in or Tennessee coming in and upsetting us, or at Tennessee. I don't think we lose to Georgia at home. Maybe if it was at Athens, I'd be a little nervous, but I don't think we lose to Georgia at home. Like I said, LSU and Tennessee, those environments with freshman quarterback, true first-year starters as quarterbacks, I think those are going to kind of be the issues there. Plus, I think Tennessee has an athletic defense, if I'm not mistaken. They got a lot of production returning. LSU got a lot of new names. They got a lot to put together, so I'm not too much worried about what they're going to do. And Kiffin's never scared me coaching-wise, game management-wise. If his offense is going on you, that's when it's scary. But other than that, he don't scare me. And I just think the environment and Baton Rouge, it's going to be a late-night game, all that good stuff. And then, of course, Iron Bowl. Those 3 games are the ones that I think are like, okay, let's watch them. Let's make sure we got to be on top of everything to win them. Other than that, I think we're good. So with that being said, we're going to get ready to go into our calling segment. We got our infomercial break coming up. And after that, we're going to open the phone lines. I'm going to give my thoughts on the calling topic, and then we're going to open the phone lines. Calling topic on the day is, here at the hour mark, is if Kalen DeBoer makes a national championship appearance in year 3 at Alabama, where does he rank among active football coaches? Is he number 1? Is he top 5? Is he outside the top 5? Does he have to win it to be in, number 2? To me, personally, arguably, Kalen DeBoer could be arguably the number 3 coach in college football right now. Yeah. You look at everybody that's out there, you look at the landscape. Yeah, you got Brian Day that's got one? Cignetti's gotten one. Well, how's Lane Kiffin, Steve Sarkisian, Dan Lannon, and all these other guys being put ahead of them? Better winning percentage, more ranked wins, higher ranked recruiting classes. I don't see how these other guys. The only one that really truly deserves it is a true number 1 is Kirby Smart. So we'll get into that. But championship year in championship appearance in year 3, where does that rank him? Not winning it, but an appearance. Where does that rank him amongst active college football coaches? We'll get into that conversation on the phone line in the game here on the Coach Smook Network. But before that, if you're not a member of the AAA family, you first of all, you probably aren't having a good time being a Bama fan, first of all. Secondly, you're probably late on a lot of the inside scoop, like this past week scrimmage. I love when I see our name, our content and stuff being mentioned in other people's chats and people taking slight digs at it. And then like that moment of reaction, like, oh, snap, maybe I do need to check what I say. I like those moments. So continue to share it, but you have to be a member to feel that confident to go out and say some of the things that was said in that stream, because they literally had some notes and they lied about what we did, but they got some notes because of the members only content that other media, credentialed media person didn't know until they confirmed it through their sources hours later. So get that inside access to Smook Scoop with your boy here on the Coach Smook Network. This is how you do such by joining AAA family.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Better go subscribe. YouTube, roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook. Through the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. TikTok.
Let's go, AAA family. We're here for the Coach Smook Call-In show, the Put Me in the Game Call-In segment here on the Coach Smook Network. Hopefully y'all are ready to get into it, man. Yeah, I see y'all got to leave, so y'all know the call-in segment ain't really that hard to handle. My production team, y'all, we got them here. We got our first call on the line, man. Let's get into it. Zach, Willie, let's go.
Call from Zach Willie to accept.
Yo, Zach, what's up, man? You in the game with Coach Smook? Talk to me, man. Y'all give it up for Zach.
Good morning, Coach Smook and my AAA family. How are y'all doing this morning?
Pretty good, Zach. How about yourself, buddy?
I'm doing good this morning.
That's what's up, man. What's up, man? Man, listen, we got all of our reports from spring training. We got all the excitement around guys that we got our eyes on, standouts, all of that good stuff. Zach, I proposed a question looking at the schedule, and you can talk about some games that kind of just get you hype or whatever that you think really set the tone. But if Kalen DeBoer in year 3 as the head coach at Alabama makes a national championship appearance, where does he currently rank? Is he already an elite elite head coach? Is he top 5? Does he have to win it to be in that conversation? What exactly does that place Kalen DeBoer as far as making the national championship? What kind of narrative follows him there, in your opinion?
In my opinion, they'll bring him up a little bit in the top 10. I can't remember exactly where he's at right now in the coaches' rankings. But, and now this is to say if he won it. If he won it, he would, in my opinion, be right under Kirby Smart. And the only reason why I would put him behind Kirby Smart is because Kirby Smart has more national championships, more SEC championships, just a little better resume, you know.
Yeah.
But not to say that Coach DeBoer don't have a good resume. He does. It's just Kirby's is a little beefier, you know, when you compare the two.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yes, I put him, if he just makes an appearance, I put him like at number 6.
Okay.
You know, there's a few head coaches like Dabo Sweeney, like Kirby Smart, that have the national championships and conference championships. To, you know, if you look at their resume as a whole, that's a little beefier than his. But it wouldn't surprise me none if he got put in that kind of conversation, you know, because of his resume, and it'd just be a little lacking, you know.
Yeah. And I think right now with what the tenures, like the average tenure of college football coaches right now, you're talking about guys that most coaches are moving every 4 or 5 years right now. It's like a consistent thing. You're seeing coaches leave decent jobs or good jobs right when they're on the cusp of being established somewhere. And you're seeing the coaches that have been long tenured for a while, they're the ones getting moved or getting these abrupt fires all of a sudden. It's like, man, you've had this coach with your program and build you up to being competitive for the past, 8 years. And now all of a sudden, because you have one down season during an era of college football where everything is changing. I mean, from top to bottom, nothing's staying the same. And that's when a lot of these programs are making these switches. But it is what it is. I don't get it to some degree, but at the same time, I do. You got to have some clickbait material. You got to have attractive names and faces to bring in the dollars and donors. So I get it to a certain degree, but hopefully we could see some more tenured coaching careers in these organizations, because that's affecting recruiting too, and how these rosters turnovers look.
Yes, sir. I agree. To kind of discuss the whole schedule thing this year, our schedule this year, like we have said, it is a 12-0 schedule.
Mm-hmm.
It is winnable, but like you also said, going to Tennessee, to LSU, places like that with a first-year starter is going to be difficult, but not impossible.
Right.
You know, because by the time we do play those schools, we've had enough games and enough big games and big atmosphere moments to kind of cancel that out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, it's still difficult playing on the road anywhere you play, because especially in the SEC, because it's just different,
100%.
Playing on the road. You have a lot more hostile environments in the SEC.
Yep, and like I said, I think you have a few games you got to kind of double check, and a lot of people wouldn't necessarily. Okay, that's 82. It's not 92. All right, I finally got a clear look at that number. But it's a few games where if you don't cross your T's and dot your I's and cross your T's, you'll be held your head, kind of like we was against Vanderbilt that first year post Saban. You overlook a team thinking it's one way and it's not. Like you gotta be on top of everything when it comes to some of these games. And one of them for me right now, and I say this, is Kentucky in week 2. That is the first time we'll get to see our team's mentality. Where's their mental? Where's their focus at? Because you look at the rosters, Kentucky got some guys out the portal too. They might have been quiet the last 2 years, their first couple years in the collegiate ranks, but it's some dudes on that roster that came out the portal.
Right. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I seen somewhere where Mark Stoops was fired from Kentucky during the off season. And I don't know.
I think, you know what? Now that you say that, because was it Mark Stoops? I'm about to find it. I'm about to find this act, but go ahead.
But yeah, so Kentucky bringing in. So if Mark Stoops is fired, Kentucky bringing in a new coach, that could change the whole aspect of it right there.
He got hired at Texas. He's a special assistant at Texas, so he's not at Kentucky. That's a whole. And see, we saw what new staff, not knowing what a team is going to do, did against us last year against Florida State. So that's going to be, like I said, that's an early test for this staff and this team, man. It's not week 1, but it's still like week 1 is Eastern Carolina, and then you turn around and you go to Kentucky, an SEC opponent, regardless of who they are. They're an SEC opponent. They're going to have SEC style players. They got a new staff. They got a new, and it's going to be a test, and people need to wake up and understand that.
Right. I didn't, think about it until we started discussing it and everything. But yeah, I mean, that brings a whole new
approach. Like you got to now that I look at it, you have a solid, a good question asking first 4 weeks. First 4 weeks, you're going to have 2 or 3 questions answered immediately. Zach, 20 seconds, man. Give me a final thought. We got a call in there right now.
All right. My final thoughts is I still think our floor is 10-2. Our ceiling is 12-0 with this schedule. But Roll Tide, my AAA family, and Coach Smook, I'll holler at y'all later.
Appreciate you, Zach. Caller, you can call back. If you just missed the phone call, you just missed it. You could have called. You could have stayed. Now, yes. I can reply, yes. All right. So we had a missed call. We're gonna get a new caller on. Get them back on. But y'all, projections. I do think the ceiling. I think this could be a 12-0 season. That Kentucky game. Now, and I even before Zach said that, I like having conversations. This is why we open the phone lines, because that made me think, dang, if Stoops isn't there, maybe it's a different brand of ball trying to be coached there. He was built on physicality, run game. Maybe somebody comes in and tries to be a little bit more dynamic, right? And they went out in the portal. They might have got some pieces that fit that. Maybe they make it a close game early and they just don't have the cohesion and chemistry and experience together to outlast a Bama team, a solid Bama team that's got 3 years in the system versus a team that might be good with just their first year. First couple months in the system. So they got the Oregon OC. Oh, we might be good. And I shoot. We might be good. I like Kane Womack against a lot of the field in the SEC right now. I like Kane Womack against a lot of the field. I think even against LSU and Lane Kiffin and his scheme, you're going to see the value of Kane Womack. Got another caller online. Let's see who it is.
Call from
Swag.
Yo, Swag, what's up, man? You in the game of Coach Smook? Talk to me, man.
Roll Tide, Hans. How you doing this morning?
Man, I'm good, man. Roll Tide to you. Everybody in the chat, y'all give it up for my brother Swag. And make sure y'all are hitting that like button on YouTube. We got 36, 37 live viewers in the chat. Make sure y'all hit the like button. It's free. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We're on our way to 5K. Swag, Kalen DeBoer, Alabama, in the national championship appearance, year 3. What does that place Kalen DeBoer as far as the ranks amongst the active college football coaches right now?
If he makes a national championship appearance this year?
Just an appearance, not even winning it, just getting in that thing.
If he makes an appearance, I'd probably put him top 5.
But even before that, because I think you you might have a good idea of where your top 5 is right now. Who's in your top 5? And if Kalen DeBoer is not in there, why is he not in your top 5 right now? And I ain't just talking about SEC. I'm talking about active college coaches right now.
Yeah. So I would say I would probably still have Kirby Smart as my number 1. Or maybe number 2. I don't know. I think Curt Cignetti is a hell of a ball coach. I think with what he's been able to do at Indiana in the last 2 years, I think he'd be in there number 1, number 2, something like that. So for me, number 1's kind of a toss up between Sig and Kirby Smart. And then I would say number 3, I'd have probably Ryan Day at number 3. And then number 4, let's go. I don't know. I guess I would, at number 4, I'd either say number 4 or number 5 would probably kind of a toss-up between Dan Lanning and maybe Marcus Freeman. I don't know if I'd have Kalen DeBoer in my top 5 right this minute, just because I would like to see a little bit more discipline. I feel like a lot of those other coaches, I think their teams look a little bit more disciplined than what we have the last couple of years. So, but other than that, I mean,
that's crazy.
Job.
That's crazy that you would say they more disciplined. How would you say that? And Kalen DeBoer has come to Alabama and taken a team that was in the bottom half as far as overall team penalties, and you're talking about a team that finished in 17th this season in all the college football as far as least penalized. And then,
well, penalties, I get the penalty thing. That's one thing,
mm-hmm.
And they have improved there, and that's good and everything. But I mean,
least explosives, the explosives, defensive explosives given up has came down the last 2 years in succession. You had 1 year with Saban, then your 2 years under Womack and DeBoer with forcing more turnovers. The offense has increased. Like I don't get that point. But I want to round back to something. How does Curt Cignetti get up so high? Is it because of the national championship win?
I mean, not just the national championship win. I mean, he's been in Indiana for 2 years, and he took a team. What was their record when he took over Indiana for like the last however many decades?
But didn't Kalen DeBoer do the same thing at Washington?
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, but he didn't win.
He was at Washington with no portal. With no portal. Let's talk about that too. He didn't have portal when he was at Washington. He didn't have the same. Come on now, because the portal window didn't open up until Kalen DeBoer came. That way that portal was, it didn't change until Kalen DeBoer took the job at Alabama.
Yeah.
So
No,
I think people are really overhyped about Cignetti. Cignetti has not coached as a head coach. He has not had to manage an organization for an extensive amount of time at this level. JMU is one thing, that's FCS. But we're talking about at this Power 5 level. He's in a conference in the Big Ten that's going to be competitive. I'm telling you, they not that conference not going nowhere. And I don't think he has what everybody's trying to give him. I get it. Year 1, they did a great thing. He turned the Indiana program that had a roster, an open field roster. He took his roster from JMU and took it to Indiana. So and got some quality pieces because you didn't have to pay those JMU guys. You know what I'm saying? Those guys were a bunch of grown men looking to just pay their bills so they could get through their last year of college and have a chance to make the draft. Yeah. You know, so but I think Curt Cignetti is definitely top 10, but I don't think he's number 2.
He still gave Indiana a national championship in 2 years.
Indiana was a 7-0 team in 2016 with Kalen DeBoer and some of his staff. They started off 7-0, and they ended up losing like 6 players in one.
Washington had some success before that, though. They
Washington went 2-10.
And
Washington went 2-10 the first year before Kalen DeBoer was there. He took a 2-10 team and won 10 games.
They also went to the playoff before he got there too, though.
10 years before he got there.
Never even come close to sniffing that.
Indiana traditionally has always had. I'm just saying, bro. Signetti, for what he did in 2 years, by all means, to me, it's the same thing that Kalen DeBoer had to do. But to me, if we're talking about real development, Kalen DeBoer did it on a level where his portal access and everything wasn't on the level. Like Signetti went out and got Frank Mendoza, one of the top quarterbacks. He couldn't have done that in 2023. He couldn't have did that in 22.
Sure. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, it's not like that there's a huge gap between any of these guys. They're all really great football coaches. I think Kalen DeBoer is a good coach. I think there's some things that I would like to see get cleaned up on as far as effort and stuff like that goes. But I think he's a really good coach, and I've defended Kalen DeBoer for his time at Alabama. People want him fired and stuff like that. I don't think he should be fired. I think he's a good coach. I think through his first 2 seasons, he's got the same amount of losses as Nick Saban had in his first 2 seasons. So, I think he's a great coach. I think I want to see a little bit more before I'm ready to, put him up there in that, top 2, top 3 conversation. But I think he's right there on the edge of being top 5. I think there's a lot of guys that you could argue could go in that conversation. There's not a big gap between a lot of these guys. They're all really good coaches.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the separation is sustainment in this era because the windows are way shorter. They're like way tighter right now as far as tenures. And like we've been seeing Kalen DeBoer be very vocal about how long he wants to stay at Alabama. And usually in those situations, there's already pressure to be somewhere else. And we've seen that over and over and over and over again. And I'm not surprised. I expected Kalen DeBoer maybe 6 years max when he first signed. I said, because of how he's ascending and the things that he's doing at his stops, I expect him to be shopped at year 5, year 6. Somebody's going to come in with a offer that's going to be either a crazy turn down or it's going to be a career changer for him. Kind of like what happened for Saban. So that's what happens. And that's why I think right now we're looking at it from a standpoint of, man, this guy came in, we got 4 losses in the loss column. Well, I just watched all the highlights from 2007, and that was a 6-loss season, chat.
Yeah.
And that was a crazy good season. DJ Hall, Matt Caddell out there making plays throughout that season. They beat
a ranked Arkansas that year.
Come on, Matt Caddell on the game winner that year. Then you had the Grant brothers.
To overtime.
Come on, the Grant brothers in the backfield with young Glenn Coffey, untimed, relentless, running with concussions, running people over like that. That was a crazy defense, man. So Keith Saunders and all those guys on defense. That was a crazy talented team, man. Saban lost 6 games with that group.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Castile at corner. You had, not Jeremiah. Was it Jeremiah? Not Jeremiah. What's his surname? Simeon Castile, nephew. You got all that talent out there, and we lost 6 games. Nobody talking about Saban. It ain't like Saban had to deal with a portal. None of that. So we got a lot to look forward to. But he gets to that national championship. You say he top 5, right?
Yeah, I say he'd definitely be top 5. He'd be closer to top 3. If he wins, then I think he has an argument to be the top dog if they win a national championship this year. But I don't know. Yeah, I think for me, I like the reason I like Sig is I like the attitude that his team has. You know what I mean? Like they just have an attitude about them. It's us versus everybody. Like, I really appreciate that attitude. That's kind of the attitude that, we had under Nick Saban and when we were dominant and all that. And I get Kalen DeBoer's not Nick Saban, so he's not going to do it like Nick Saban. But I would like to see a little bit more tenacity, a little bit more attitude from our guys,
I get it, man. And like I said, I think of all the transitions, the major transitions we've seen in college football, I think this Bama one was one that was going to have eyes on it regardless of when it happened. Saban could have been 92 years old, Joe Pa type energy, getting carried up to the booth and having to get airlifted down to the sidelines and all this other crazy stuff, right? And fans would have still been asking for more, if don't let Saban had continued on the trend that he was on. I don't know if you noticed it, but college football had caught up to Coach Saban. The transfer portal and NIL made the gap disappear. And I think that's what scared him. So if anybody think that, like, nobody's untouchable in this world, in any genre or industry, nobody's untouchable. You might be at the top for a while and you might seem unreachable, but everybody's touchable. And Coach Saban got touched with that NIL. He got touched with portal, especially when they said, we're going to give these guys multiple opportunities to transfer. We're going to let them make a decision after the season ends. And if you're in the playoffs, you better hope you treat your guys right, because they can definitely jump in that, say that they're going in that portal and hang around your team and go to practice and do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, final thoughts, man. We're going to get this phone line open back up.
Like I said, I think Kalen DeBoer's a really good football coach. I think he's got some things that he knows that has to get cleaned up this year. But I think if they can clean those things up, I think they've got a really good shot at making a title run. I think they'll have the talent on both sides of the ball. I think they'll have the playmakers on both sides of the ball. And I think the only thing that I'm hoping that we'll have this year is a little bit more dominance at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. I think if they can clean some things up and achieve that, then they'll have a really good shot at making a title run.
100%, man. I appreciate you for calling in, Swag, and Roll Tide, my brother. Hey, before you go, you gotta say, my name is Swag, and I'm in the game with Coach Smook. Go ahead and hit that for us, man.
Right. My name is Swag, and I'm in the game with Coach Smook.
Yes, sir. Put me in the game. Let's get it, man. Y'all give it up for my guy Swag. Roll Tide, my brother. Yes, sir. Yo, man, 2 good phone calls. We got time for one more phone call, y'all, before we got to get out of here. I told y'all we got a busy week. We got a meeting that we're setting up for it, and then we got content that we got to pre-record. I think we got going before we be back live tonight to discuss the next hot topic of conversation. Coach Smook, what it do? Roll Tide, roll. Love to you and everyone in here. Appreciate you, Sam, for pulling up, my guy. And then what's good? Kelsey Shepard in the chat, my guy, man. Roll Tide, man. Look, you ain't jumping on that phone line this morning. We got about 5 minutes for a phone call, y'all. So if anybody want to get on that line and give their thoughts, Kalen DeBoer, year 3, national championship appearance. What does that make him? What does that place him as far as the rankings of active college football coaches? Me personally, right now, I have Kalen DeBoer as like a number 4. I can honestly say he's my number 4. I would go Kirby Smart. And I'll finish my list after this. Got another call on the line. Let's see who it is.
Awesome.
Yo, you in the game with Coach Smook. Who's on the line, man? Talk to me.
What up, Smook, man? They rock, man.
What's up, man? What's up, Big Bama in the chat? Y'all, Big Bama in the chat with Coach Smook in the game. Coach Smook, talk to me, man.
Yeah, man. I agree with you, man. I got Kellen DeBoer about 4-5, man.
Yeah. Talk to me, man. What national championship appearance this year? What does that kind of like solidify him? What does that truly place him in your mind?
because we got 3 coaches already that have won national championships, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we got Day, Kirby, and you got Signetti now. If he was to get back and win one, I think that'll lock him in within that 1 through 4 range. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go recency bias and just give Signetti 1 because he won it recently. Then Day, and then Kirby won his 2, but he been on the decline, man. He losing, you know what I'm saying? First game after a bye, he losing the intern coaches. So he got to get his stuff together.
Yeah.
Cristobal just made it to a national championship. So we in that 4-5 with DeBoer went 4-5 with Cristobal.
I think you're right there with me with the thoughts on even Kirby's reign, because the only thing that's truly keeping him ahead of everybody for me is the fact that he has 2. But I think about when he got that 2, 2022 and 23, right?
Absolutely.
Come on now. And that was literally before. And so you got that paralysis around your program, man. We just won a national championship. Guys want to stick around for 2 or 3 years because they know, okay, this is a national championship team. I'm up. And they start looking around college football and everybody else is moving. Ohio State guys leaving, USC guys leaving, Texas guys leaving. Why I'm not leaving Georgia? And you saw it happen for the first time after not this past season, the season before last. They lost a freshman linebacker. He should have been their starter this year. They lost him. They lost a couple DBs in the portal. They lost a couple guys on the offensive side. They had to go and get wide receivers out the portal. Like, this was the first year, I think, Kirby having to find different ways to fill that roster with Georgia-type players that he's used to having and developing. This was the first year, and we saw it. It really punched him, but because of the pre-NIL portal era, that the stage that it's at now, he has some things that's kind of going to hold the ship together, like Saban did his last 4 years. He had enough talent to hold the ship together for all the flaws that we saw with coaching hires, personnel mismanagement, game mismanagement. And we're talking about the GOAT now. This wasn't just on his staff members. This is decisions that he was making. And we're like, wait, why are we going for this right now? We got how much time left? And we can do what? And we going for what? Why are we doing this with Jalen Milroe right now? Coach Saban's still our head coach, right? We were asking those questions, so I don't get it. But when it comes to those rankings, man, I think right now, like you said, I think DeBoer is for, because you get those guys that got the ones in front of them, they got theirs. But as soon as he wins one, it's like, I think you could put him ahead of Ryan Day. I think you could put him ahead of just overall winning record, overall success. It didn't take him 6-7 years at a station to turn programs around. DeBoer has a real track record. Everywhere he's gone, his second year, he improves from where he picked it up at. His second year, even with Saban, he improves the game.
Yeah.
Come on.
Now, when you say that, I definitely agree, because Fresno State, is a quick turnaround for Washington. Not many coaches have you seen that from, where they go from program to program and they turn it around quickly. I know a lot of our fans like to think that he hasn't done that great of a job here at Bama because we're Alabama. But who's going to do what he did following Nick Saban? Who's going to win, 9-10 games his first year, then make the playoffs, actually get a playoff win in his second? You know what I mean? Like, who's doing that? And not even following Saban, who's doing that at any other program other than maybe Signetti that we've seen where they've been 1-2 years and they've had success?
Nobody.
A lot of these coaches are not finding their success until they're in like year 5, year 6.
Who's actually having to resurface a program? I mean, Sark has been at Texas for how many years now, bro? And they're on the same hype train that they were on before Sark was hired. You know what I'm saying? Like, Texas is back. They've been saying that for 20 years, man. They get talent. They get everything. So why is Sark getting all of this hype? I know they could pay for more media time and all that stuff, but what has he really done? What big games had he's went out there? He done lost to Ohio State twice. He lost to Coach Saban on the way out the door. Like, all the big games, he done lost to Oregon. Didn't he lose to Dan Lanning?
I think so. I'm not sure.
I know Kalen DeBoer beat both of them. So how are people still? And then even with Kirby, We got a comment in the chat. I want you to react to this. I know you like to hit the Kirby nails. He said Kirby ain't on no decline. You crazy. They just need another great QB. Kirby is Nick Saban's twin. Negative. He's his son, first of all.
He's never had a great QB.
They not going to ever have a great QB because Kirby won't allow the QB to be a QB.
Yeah. So when I say he on the decline, this is for me, right? Because I've been watching ball a very long time, pay attention to ball, so I see it differently. I'm like, because I'm looking at it hard. Because I know what it looked like when he reached his height, and I know what it's looking like now. Y'all got problems. Y'all not even over there in Georgia. They got problems they're not even ready to admit that they have yet. They're still in denial, right? And because they've been able to get some wins and continue to stay at a certain level, they're not willing to recognize the problems that they have. And it's the same thing we went through when we had what's the OC that came from Notre Dame?
Bobo.
Shit. But no, dang. The OC came in from Notre Dame with a Miro first year.
Tommy Reese. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Georgia. Tommy Reese. Yeah.
Reese. That's it. You got it. Reese. That year, right, we won some games, went to the SEC, and we won SEC. But if we're going to be all the way 100% truthful, we was ass. We did not play well.
And that was a down year for the league. And to me, I felt like that was the same thing with Kirby. That year that Kalen DeBoer took over, that was a down year for the SEC. You had Vanderbilt pop up on the scene in that same season. You had Tennessee get in the playoffs that same season.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying though. So when you winning, you don't want to see your flaws. You're gonna ignore the flaws because you winning. You just happy you won. It's gonna take you really to get hit in the face before you actually recognize, man, we got to do something different, and that's where they at, but they ain't ready to see it yet, though.
Facts. Well, final thoughts, big. We got other people calling in, bro. But I agree with a lot of your take, man, because like you said, you can't deny the national championship guys. They get there, they win it, and they got programs where it ain't like Ryan Day. It's still hard for me to have him at number 3 or number 4 because of how long it took him to do it. And you're at Ohio State, brother. It's like I ain't
gonna hold you. I call that Chip Kelly national championship, but that's just though.
Hey, Chip, you see what happened last year? He get in the big games, and that's what happens. The offense struggles, and Chip Kelly to me is the same case. And with this a whole nother conversation, he's the same case to me as Lane Kiffin. I think both these guys are great offensive minds that do not need to be head coaches. They could have illustrious careers and legacies if they just stayed calling plays and let somebody else manage game-like situations. Hey, it's your turn to call a play. Okay, bet. And I promise you, to have the noise that they get around their coaching careers and their resumes, it wouldn't be there if that's all they had to do was call the offense. They don't do a good job in putting staffs together. They don't do a good job in managing big game moments. And that's why when they go in their head coaches at different spots, they struggle. They struggle in those big moments. They get all that hype playing under these good coaches. They manage well. And then they go and they struggle when they have to manage and do what they do is best. So that's my thoughts on it. But final thoughts, man, we're going to get this phone line back open up.
Final thoughts, hey, man, I'm with you, Flo, 10-2. I feel like we can have a deep playoff run. We ain't doing nothing but looking, you know what I'm saying, over the hill. We doing better every year. We continue to get better. Damn them dogs, they sour. I don't care what nobody said about what I said about them. They sour. Georgia, LSU, and Tennessee too.
Roll Tide.
We can't leave them out. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, my brother. Appreciate you for calling in, man. Y'all give it up for Big Bama, man. I don't know how Swag name got up on here, but that was Big Bama on the phone line, y'all. Let me get this other phone call on the line. Appreciate y'all.
Call from.
Yo, you're in the game with Coach Smook. Who's this on the line? Say your name.
It's B Hart.
Okay, B Hart. What's good, B Hart? Welcome in, man. My brother B Hart. Y'all tap in, give it up for B Hart. What's good, brother? How you feeling this moment?
What's good, man? You're a hard man to find, man. I was like, okay, I'm on YouTube, but it makes sense. I couldn't find you over here on TikTok. You the man.
Look, I'm on all of them. I'm on all of them, man. And that's another thing. So when y'all, and this is for everybody in the chat, I know a lot of people be mobile, listen to it, and when you like to get in on the phone lines, when you call from your phone that you watching on, your phone is going to stop playing when you call out. You have back off screen continuation, whatever it is, when your app's still going in the background. But when you're on the phone, that stops it on all phones. So like if you call in, if you call in and then come back to the live, you're gonna probably be like 2 minutes behind. So you probably listening to somebody on the phone, and I'm waiting for somebody to call in. And by the time their phone call ends, somebody else done called in. I seen that happen a lot with people. So just be mindful, y'all. You can hit that live button when you go back to the live.
Yeah. What I try to do is once I can't get in, I give it 3 minutes. Hopefully that call won't go no more than 3 minutes as I try to let it. But anyway, the subject was, is Kalen DeBoer lead if he wins one? Coach, I'm old school. I don't put that word elite around at all. That just ain't me. I heard a guy mention Chip Kelly, and I'm glad he didn't diss it, but didn't go there. But when we talking elite coach, I mean, right now, as far as like you want to say an elite coach, I'm only gonna say one guy when you start saying, and that's Kirby, because Kirby's in the hunt every year for it. All right? Yeah, that's what I call elite. Let me not be such an SEC homer. My man at Ohio State, okay? That's what I call elite, because he's got a title. You can't put yourself in elite without saying you got multiple titles. The qualifications, you got to have at least two, and then you got to be consistent. I can't even give Dabo Swinney elite. Why? Because Dabo hasn't been consistent. I can't give it to him. And what we would consider a conference that he should dominate. So I can't give it to Dabo. If DeBoer gets one, I can't give it to him because you got a program like Alabama. So right now, I'm going to just say existing. I would say Kirby Smart and Ohio State. I can't give it to Sark because Sark has been in some great situations. I mean, the guy had USC now and couldn't win. When you call yourself elite with me, Smook, you got to have it. I can't even give Signetti. Last year around this time, Smook, you tell me how many people talking about Signetti.
Hey,
tell me.
Come on, hey, you know what, B-Hart? And that's what I was saying with the last caller, like or the last two callers. I get it. Yeah, he got one, right? He got one. But my thing is, Saban didn't get all this the greatest of all time after that first one at LSU. He didn't even get it after the one at Bama. It took him going the back-to-back, the 3 and 4 years. That's what really got Saban. And so when did we shift that mark, right? He raised it, right? Or matched it with same thing Bear did. But then when did we shift it to start saying elite coaching? Because I'm giving Kirby elite. I seen Kirby go and take a good Georgia program that was on the cusp and carried them over the hump. I can't say and you gave props to Ryan Day. I can't give the same props to Ryan Day. Ryan Day has been at Ohio State for what, 8 years now? 9 years? Right. It took him 9 years to get one, bruh. And he was at Ohio State. And we know what Ohio State, the advantage. Ohio State has been the Bama, like Bama has been to the SEC. Ohio State has been Bama on steroids to the Big Ten for the past decade. And it hasn't even been close in recruiting. I think the closest to them in recruiting as far as the Big Ten was Michigan. And we know what they went through under the Harbaugh era when it came to recruiting. So it's like, I don't know. I can't even give Ryan Day that. But like when we're just talking about overall success, you talking about how programs change when they get their hands on it, how they win games, where they win games at. I think you definitely got to give Kalen DeBoer, if he's in the national championship game this season, as year 3 at Alabama, and this will only be, I believe Kalen DeBoer has only had 2, 4, 7. This would be year like 8 or 9 as a head coach at the FBS level. So he's the youngest of all these coaches that we're talking about, the youngest tenured.
Right. But don't get me wrong now. Let me go ahead and say this. I think you got great coaches. You got a whole lot of great coaches. But elite, I get
it's very few. Very few. I agree with that.
Right. You know, elite guys, to me, a lot of those guys are retired. You know, the Tom Osborns and guys like that. Them guys are gone.
And some of them are sitting on staffs as coordinators right now that don't want to deal with the head coaching gig. Like, come on, man. Elite coaches, very few, man.
And the other one's in the booth. I mean, we might not like him, but Urban Meyer at a college coach was an elite level.
Come on, man.
Brought Utah up the bar. He resurrected Florida, and then went to Ohio State.
Come on, man.
Coach Smook, I just don't throw that word around elite. I do believe if Kalen DeBoer wins the national championship, you got it. You can mention him. I don't know about elite yet. Now, if he gets 2 at Alabama, an elite coach. Because why? He took Washington there. He was winning before then, and now they get Alabama back to the promise with the pressure. That's another thing we need to add in.
Hold on.
The pressure that comes along with these jobs, you know.
We got somebody in the chat said Nick Saban didn't win his first ring. The Nick first ring at Bama was in 2012. Hey, you might want to exit the chat. Even if you weren't a Bama fan till Saban was there, we know. Like, you can't even claim to be a Saban era fan if you don't even know, bro. You violation. Hold on, y'all. We got.
Hey, you need to make a ship emoji that sounds off. Like that. Ship them off.
They gotta get
right there, folks. You need to find a ship sound when somebody makes something so crazy in your chat, this is your show, coach. Put them on the ship.
Oh my God, man! Somebody called him. This man said Saban ain't winning one till 2012. Saban was actually in the year of 2012. He was playing for the third one in 4 years. In the year of 2012, that was the one where the 2011 national championship. We were playing for it in January of 2012. Just so you know. But
Smook, can I say something that's scary, and then I'll let you go? Can I say something that's scary? When you're talking about Saban and not being elite and not knowing what he was. Let's think about this now. Coach Saban had won at LSU, right? We need to understand now, he was not Alabama's first choice.
Come on now.
It was Steve Spurrier and Rich Rodriguez now. So we got fortunate. People are saying Spurrier turned it down because Alabama wasn't attractive enough. Plus, he was a former Gator. I think they had a part. And Rich Rodriguez did not want the pressure. Then that's when we sold the farm to get Saban. That's all we say that when we start talking elite.
Yeah.
Thank goodness we were able to get the so.
Yep. So I need people to understand too, man. I think what Greg Byrne is doing as far as coaching hires, head coaching hires at Alabama, there's truly a culture shift. And on a bigger picture, we can be ahead of what collegiate athletics is becoming if we stay on this trend. But if we get scared as a staff, as a committee or whatever, however you want to supporting fan base or whatever, it'll set us back. We'll be on some Texas timing. And I know everybody, Bama fans, we is not trying to be on that.
We'll look like Auburn. You just said, Coach, we will look like Auburn with the wrong hire. Simply put.
Telling you, keep listening to Kangaroo Black if y'all want to, man. We're gonna be over there that mug crying every week. Season over in week 2. Auburn fans are funny. They be national championship week 1, week 3. We ready for basketball season. But B Harp, I appreciate you for calling in, man. Tapping in. Hey, can you do one thing before you get out of here, man?
Sure.
Telling your name and who you're in the game with, man.
Hey, you are listening to B Harp, H-A-R-P, and I'm in the game with Coach.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you, my brother. Y'all give it up for B Hart. Tapping in on the phone line this morning. Roll Tide, my brother. Yes, sir, y'all. The time is far spent. We are now closing this phone line, and I appreciate each and every one of you for tapping in. We're going to get out of here and get ready to close out the show. Thank you for all our callers today. We had Swag, we had B Harp, we had Zach, And I feel like we had one more. Caller. I feel like we had one more. My producers ain't in the back. My brain gone. And make sure y'all continue to support us today, man. We're gonna do our closeout, but make sure y'all continue to support us. We got a few announcements when we get back, and come back from our infomercial break. We will make sure we get y'all that information. A-Day this Saturday. We got information and some stuff for y'all to do, interactive things to do community-wise for when we see each other this weekend. So we'll get into all that here on the Coach Smook Network right after this infomercial break. If you're not a member of the AAA family, think about joining. We've already showed you how to do that, but definitely think about joining and helping us continue to grow. Check this out, y'all.
All right, family. That's going to do it for today's show here on the Coach Smook Network. Once again, I'm your host, Coach Smook, your favorite Alabama insider and sports media personality. And I truly appreciate every one of you for rocking with us today. Before you head out, make sure you like this video, share it with somebody who needs to be a part of this conversation. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you stay locked in with everything we've got coming your way. We're trying to reach some goals here. And if you believe in what we're building here, I encourage you to take that next step and become a member of the AAA family. Remember, our mantra is authenticity above all. This community is built on real conversations and real insight and real information surrounding sports entertainment. Your membership directly supports the growth of the Coach Smook Network, and every hard-earned dollar contributed is not only appreciated, it's paid for through our monthly contributions to community health and awareness organizations. So you're not just supporting a YouTube channel, you're supporting a cause. Also, don't forget to check out the Coach Smook merch. We've got hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. It's a great way to show love and support for the network and rep the brand wherever you go. You can find the merch link in our main YouTube page and in the description. Put me in the game, coach. And if you want to stay connected and get more involved with the community, be sure to join the Discord. Just type the command in the live chat or head over to our main YouTube page and click the Linktree link in the description. You can also stay connected with us directly for collaborations, appearances, community service opportunities, and business inquiries by emailing us at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com. Our staff will respond in a timely manner. And for those who want to show additional love, you can always donate directly to the Coach Smook Network through Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Every bit of support helps us continue to grow and elevate this platform. We also want to send a huge thank you to our sponsors and partners: Walk On Sports Bistro, Sports Info Solutions, Helping Hands LLC, Men of Standard Executive Security, Goomba Bully Killnos, and most of all, the AAA Phantom. None of this is possible without you. Once again, thank you for all your support, the energy, and the authenticity you bring to the space. Until next time, family, stay safe, stay locked in, and when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, "Put me in the game, Coach Smook." Catch you on the next one. Hold on one second. If you're serious about sports, you need more than just box scores. You need real insight. That's why Sports Info Solutions is the official partner of the Coach Smook Network. Sports Info Solutions is my go-to source for in-depth stat analysis, giving you the tools to truly understand player production, tendencies, and performance on a whole new level. From NFL, MLB to NBA, Sports Info Solutions delivers advanced data that helps fans, coaches, and analysts see the game behind the game. This isn't just stats, it's context. Looking ahead to the next generation of stars? Check out nfldraft.sportsinfosolutions.com for elite draft analysis and detailed prospect breakdown. Make it your new go-to stat tracker. Visit sportsinfosolutions.com today. Now let's get back in the game.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
At Walk-On's Sports Bistro, the games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk On Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites, Walk-Ons is your go-to for good times, craft beer and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages. From melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online or in the app. Walk-On's Sports Bistro. Game on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Y'all see we got the controller back out, y'all. We getting some things set up. We got some content we're gonna be doing this Thursday, so we'll be practicing that and getting that set up so we can have a good day. We're gonna be doing a subathon. We're trying to reach 5K by Saturday. We need like 600 something, 700 something subscribers. So on YouTube. So help us continue to grow, push towards our goal. But more importantly, y'all, we got some things we got to make an announcement about and give some more shout outs before we get out of here. And once again, appreciate y'all for tapping into the morning show. I'm working this by myself for a second. Let me make sure I get that on the screen right there. That looked good right there. And then we're gonna bring this up. Shout out to our sponsors for today, Farmers Insurance of Hoover, Alabama, Frederick Harris and Farmers Insurance of Hoover, Alabama. They've come on as partners. They will be on site with us at A-Day at our location. We will have a tent and we will be streaming from this location parts of the morning show for A-Day. It's going to be a good vibe, a great vibe. Make sure you all try to get out there and show us some love, man. Show us some love. If you see us in the streets, holler at me and Fred. Say, put me in the game. Put me in the game. We'll be out there. So y'all make sure y'all show us some love. You need some insurance. The insurance he's going to be sharing his links with us so that we can start helping people out, man, in these different areas of life, man. It's not just about football here. We a network for a reason. And then shout out to First Place Barber and Kelsey Shep and the team over there at First Place Barber, and give them a hand clap, man. We appreciate them for supporting Coach Smook Network, keeping us clean, keeping us fresh. You need to keep fresh and keep clean like your boy. I'm not tight right now because it's been about a week and a half, and y'all know your boy just cut his hair off, but they the reason I be looking clean. When it's time to look good, I'm gonna hit up First Place Barbering, man. And they also have a salon. We're gonna be doing some things, gonna sit down and talk with their shop manager, because we love our ladies too. We want y'all to be able to have the hookup when y'all come to Montgomery too. And we got a lot of other barber shops and hair salons and things. We're networking, y'all. We're doing things to help us grow, help everybody get some exposure. And then last but not least, remember, month of April is Autism Awareness Month, where we are bringing awareness to autism. And we need to let people know that these people are special in their own way. You know, you can get a lot of things from people who have been diagnosed with autism, right? You can really tap into some things if you just take your time and encourage them. And if you're involved with somebody who's autistic, take the conscious effort to be that positive support for those people in your life. I truly believe in doing the right thing, doing right by others, and sowing seeds of good deeds. And so because of that, I've seen a growth in my life. I've seen some change in my life because of sowing good deeds. Hold on, y'all. I got one more thing to show y'all, and then that's going to be it for the show. I'm going to show y'all this one last thing, and then we're going to get up out of here, chat. I ain't going to hold y'all up. I know y'all got a lot of busy things to do this week, so y'all can be back, so y'all can be available. Because some of y'all taking Friday off to be there Saturday, and if you are, you got a chance to link up. I want to go bowling again Friday night before A-Day like we did the first year. I want to do all that outside with Coach Smook. Y'all down, I'm down. Weekly schedule. This week, the schedule. Today, we have live call-in tonight at 7 p.m. Then tomorrow, got post-practice report at 11:30, tentatively, probably closer to noon. And then we'll be Wednesday. Wednesday will be a live call-in show, 8 a.m., 7 p.m. again. Then Thursday, we got interactive stream / subathon, which is going from 9 a.m. to 12. We'll be doing just some watch-along things on TikTok, YouTube, all of that stuff, reacting to clips, doing live reactions, live call-in segment, all of that stuff for 3 hours. And then we'll take a break and we'll come back at night and do it again. Gaming content at that night. I'm pretty sure the gaming content is going to be early on in the night, and we're gonna have some good games set up for content purposes, get some people on. And then Friday, we got the live 8 a.m. call-in. That'll be our last live show for the week. We'll have some content posted throughout Friday. Then Saturday morning check-in, we'll have a morning show at 9 a.m., right? We'll do a live morning show. Hopefully, we'll be able to set the call-in up. I think I'll have the capabilities to set a call-in up. Or we'll just provide the link for people to tap in and get on. We'll do it that way. Or whatever. And then we'll do a check-in after the scrimmage via mobile live, get some interactive things done. Hopefully we get to see a lot of the community and Bama Nation on that day and get some good content recorded so that we can do our post-spring opening series of our off-season coverage for the Crimson Tide this off-season. Basketball, football, got baseball that we're going to be hitting some games, softball. We got some the College World Series coming up in June, I believe, is when that usually takes place. So we're going to try to make some trips and get y'all some coverage and some content on the channel and keep it consistent for y'all. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for tapping in today. And as always, man, I pray that God continue to bless this community. We've seen a significant growth over the past week because of you all liking and sharing. Don't forget to hit the likes button. We appreciate each and every one of your likes. We made our like goal of 25 likes. Thank y'all for the 35 likes live on stream. Appreciate y'all. I don't have the banner up, but appreciate y'all to like it. If you haven't liked it, please don't forget to like it on your way out. And that's going to be it for today's show. So remember, y'all, when you see me in the streets, don't be scared and don't whisper. Don't act like you don't know who I am. Yes, it's me. I cut my hair. I got to say this a few more times until everybody get used to it. I've been to the gym 3 or 4 times since I cut my hair, and we be in the live show, and they'll still see me live and be like, hey, Smook, is that you? Did you really? That's me, guys. I ain't nobody special. Just when you see me, though, holler at me. And I need you to say it loud. Say it just like you hear it on the stream. Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Come on. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for all the reactions on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Much love to everybody. Big homie on Twitter. On TikTok, Alabama fan on Twitter and TikTok. Everybody tapping in today. Y'all be blessed. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Roll Tide. Y'all be blessed. And I'll catch y'all on the next one.
In my bones, crimson in my veins, talking Bama in the microphone. Look me up on YouTube, true cut straight from the stone. Ain't no selling fairy tales, I'm exposing what they want. Alabama football, yeah, I live it, yeah, I beat it from the streets to the bleachers, every angle, yeah, I see your film, study so militant, I ain't guessing a thing. Break it down, every snap is like a coach of the team. Authenticity above all, that's where I stand. If you ain't a real fan, you'll fail with the fan. They tried to box me in, and I keep it though off the frame. Turn the pressure into power, put my stamp on the game. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach, Smook, that's what they saying. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach. That's what they say.
Players and the staff are pulling up right now for today's scrimmage. Coach David Ballou in the front. Y'all can see everybody pulling up, man. And boys over there, look at Deontay.
Hey, y'all, I'm walking out of Walmart. Hey, what's your name, bro?
Man, my name Michael McKinney, man. I'm a true Alabama fan, and this man does a good job on his podcast.
What's up, bro?
Reviewing Alabama football. Keep doing what you're doing.